most videos, I try to strive to do something that I haven't done before, or to learn a new skill, or to improve on a skill that I already have. If you've looked through our back catalog of videos, you might notice that there is literally no consistency in the kind of things that we do. This is because my brother and I love learning, and we love trying out new things. And luckily, nothing has ever really stopped us from learning something new. And we just keep trying and learning new things and doing our best and going until the dopamine wears off, and then we pick a new project and learn something new. I'm very excited for this project because this is something I have been wanting to learn to do for years, and I've let fear kind of get in my way and perfectionism get in my way, and it was time for me to just accept that I was never going to learn how to do this if I didn't try. So here we go. I have always been really intrigued by the idea of doll customization. I've been wanting to make one of these dolls for literally 3 or 4 years now, and I have let fear of doing a bad job hold me back. But that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about trying things, whether or not you're good at them, because that's how you learn. You can't ever know until you do it. I have been watching doll customizers like Delightful for years now. And everything that I did in this video was learned from her channel, so if you are interested in doll customization, go check her out because I am floundering, she is a professional. Even though this was a project that I've been putting off for years and years and years, I still troll the Barbie aisle every time I go to Target just to see if anything strikes up inspiration. And one day I was in Target a couple weeks ago, and this doll spoke to me. Not actually. She didn't actually speak to me. She spoke to the creative brain. I'm not that kind of crazy. I'm not yet anyway. Since my brother and I are on a bit of a bender with creating art based off of the Critical Role characters, I saw Imogen's face and that was it. We seem to accidentally be doing a bit of a Critical Role series here. This wasn't particularly intentional. It just came about naturally because I've been very inspired by the newest campaign. Critical Role inspires me a lot. When I get inspired by something, I don't worry too much about where it came from. If I'm making a lot of Critical Role content, it is because right now Critical Role is incredibly inspiring to me as a maker, as a writer, as a D&D player, and as a person. I love it and I want to celebrate the things that I love. All of the character art that I have taken inspiration from for this video and the previous 3 videos were drawn by FRIEDERICHS, and I will make sure that all of her socials and her website and everything are linked in our description below. The character of Imogen was created by and is currently played by the wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous human being voice actress Laura Bailey. Where I am filming, we don't know a ton about Imogen's background. We know she is a sorcerer, we know that she can read people's thoughts, we know that she has lots of spooky nightmares, and we know that she is a horse girl. So this is the doll that I found that just screamed Imogen at me. And here is the character art that I'm working off of. This is the original character art, and I will make sure that it is linked to the artist because obviously I did not draw this. I'm gonna open her and see. Ooh, so now I'm seeing her hair looks more blue.
The container is
container is pink. It makes her hair look blue. Oh my gosh. That is funny. That is straight up blue. That made it look so different inside of the pink. The reflection. And then these boots are made for fashion, but we could probably Dremel them down and use Warbler to make them knee-high. We could use the doll that we have with the purple hair and kind of actually just cut it off and weave it in too. All right, my thoughts now. I am going to try to clean and brush this doll hair before removing it from the doll. And I am going to basically make a little doll rerooting tool, a hair rerooting tool, and just fill in these plugs so that we can have the blue and the purple kind of together. Normally for a project like this, someone would buy brand new doll hair, but since I had this already and also I wasn't prepared to wait for it to be shipped to me, I instead gave this poor Rainbow High doll a buzz cut. Please note that this doll was secondhand and I did not do this to a brand new doll. And if you're wondering why I didn't use this doll for Imogen, it's because I don't like how big her head is. And I will probably end up using her for another project in the future. We save everything here. To make a simple hair rerooting tool, I cut the very top off of the eye of a sewing needle and then put it in my pin vise. This creates a little fork shape that you can use to thread the hair through and then poke it into the holes that already exist in the doll's head, just like this. It took me a little while to get the hang of doing the hair like this, but once I did, this was a really easy process. It took hours, but it was actually very satisfying to do and a lot of fun. Only when I finished rerooting the hair did I remember that you actually have to take the doll's head off to put the glue inside. I also took this opportunity to use acetone to very carefully remove the stars from her face, but not the rest of her paint, because I am not brave enough to do a face-up. And now she's got pretty purple hair.
Welcome to the attic.
I have far too much fabric stored up here, and hopefully I can find something that will work for Imogen's clothes. So I'm gonna start going through my scraps. This would be good for her shorts if it didn't have this floral pattern on it.
Green, 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 green. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You don't need this much of it, obviously. And we're gonna have to go back downstairs.
We have success. I found it, and I found a nice big chunk, well, big enough for a pair of shorts for a doll, of beige. So that's exciting. Hooray! Yay, sometimes things work out. Still haven't found anything yellow enough for her kerchief that's not like
Sunflower fabric,
but we might have to make it work.
I love it when we have the fabric I need and I don't have to go buy it. Especially when it's doll-sized fabric.
Instead of buying a pattern to make these doll clothes like a sane person would, I just started cutting and holding things up to the doll and then recutting again and again and again until it fit and looked right. With these pants, once I had a single side of the pant that looked good, I cut out another one and sewed it up to make it fit. There are much better ways to do this than I chose to for this video, but I was getting impatient and I really just wanted to see it done, so chaos ensued. Here is me checking out the art again and making sure that I'm doing her shorts right, because that is really all we can see from the picture. I used tacky glue to do the cuffs of her shorts. I just covered it up and then turned them up so that they looked like shorts. I don't know, guys. I don't know how to explain this better than I am right now. Once those were done right, I sewed up the inseam as well using teeny tiny stitches because I was too lazy to go and get my sewing machine and do this properly.
I don't think it's very imagey.
Yeah, she's wearing shorts in the picture.
Wearing a Care Bear shirt?
Well, not the Care Bear shirt.
Oh, okay.
I'm working with the doll. It's the shorts that I made. Okay. Anyway, working with this blue chiffon was a literal nightmare, so I'm only going to show you a little bit of it because I don't want to relive it again, and you shouldn't have to live through it once. For the dress and the vest, I pretty much used the same method I did before with cutting out small pieces, vaguely shaping them the way that I imagine that garment is shaped, holding it up to the doll like so, and then once I get it the size and shape I want, making a second copy, and then doing it over and over again, sewing them together until it just started to look like a thing. Once again, I could have bought a pattern for this. I even had patterns picked out to buy, but I was determined to just do this in the most insane way possible, apparently. I don't remember most of this. I was in one of those crafting fugues. Apparently Tavis had tried to talk to me a few times, and it just wasn't happening. And, you know, at the end of it, there was an outfit. It is definitely not the best looking doll clothes that have ever been made, but it's my first try, and I did it, and you know, there they are. This is a valid way to try something for the first time, just putting it on the doll, cutting it, putting it back on the doll, adjusting it over and over and over again. And while it doesn't look great right now, it does end up looking pretty cool, so I don't regret doing it this way. I was just trying and learning. I did the same thing with the top, but I'm not going to show you that because it was awful working with that. Once I had the top and the vest done, I glued them together because I didn't even want to bother messing around with sewing that chiffon anymore. To make the skirt, I cut out a rectangle that was the length and width I wanted and ran a gathering stitch up it, and then smooshed it all down like this and fitted it to her waist to make sure that it was, again, the right length and width and that the gathers were good. I tried the whole thing on to make sure that I liked it before taking her to the spa. One of the most effective ways to reshape doll hair is to boil wash it. This heats up the plastic enough that the hair can take on a new shape. Then it was time to add Imogen's Freckles. I did this by using a very, very small sewing needle and dipping it very gently in the shade of brown that I wanted, then very carefully applying it. Because I was going to put this doll on a stand, I had no issues with sewing the clothes onto her body rather than fussing around with making snaps or with Velcro. So I first sewed the shorts shut and then sewed the skirt directly to the shorts so that it all stayed one piece. Then I put the top on, sewed the top to the skirt, and then sewed the top closed so that it wasn't open too much. I also sealed down that seam with glue so it was less likely to fray and pull apart, and then I glued the vest to the top part of the dress. And I know the vest still looks a little wobbly here, but trust me, I'm not done shaping it yet. I took a tuck in the back of the vest and then sewed that shut again to get it just to the right shape for her figure, and this seam is completely covered up by her hair in the back. To make the belt, I glued together 2 pieces of this fake leather cord and then put a third piece on top to create the layering effect that you see here in the character art. Once again, I am just gluing things together, holding it up to the doll, adding a piece here, holding it up to the doll again, adding the next piece, and then gluing it in place as I go just to make sure it all fits nicely and make this as simple as possible. I also glued everything down and shut in the back rather than trying to make a belt loop or something because that sounds complicated. Somehow, the footage that I took of me making her boots out of Warbler got corrupted, and I can't show it to you, so here they are, finished, and being painted brown. To make her little pouch, I cut out a circle of the same fabric that I used for her shorts, painted that brown, and then ran a gathering seam all around the outside of it. Then I pulled on that thread tight, and it made this cute little pouch. The part of this project that I was the most nervous about was painting all of the fine details. If you've watched other videos before, you've heard me talk about the fact that I am not a strong painter, but it is something that I am striving to learn right now. So working in this tiny detail was terrifying for me. She's got lots of little details on her hands that I wanted to get just right to match the character art. For me, painting is a very hard lesson in patience and forethought, 2 things I'm not really good at when I'm crafting, so it's always a good practice for me, but it's also a lot of very hard work. And I think I'm getting better. I tied on her little scarf, which I did end up making out of that sunflower fabric. And then it was time to make her base. This is just some XPS foam that I am gouging holes in and stabbing rather ferociously with this wire brush here. I forgot that spray paint melts foam, so that's why it now looks like a lava flow as I am painting it there. Then I mixed up some wood glue and some playground sand and applied it all over the base because honestly, it was the best idea that I had and it ended up looking really cool, so it's fine. To mount her to the base, I had to screw some holes into her feet and then make sure that it was large enough to fit the wire that I was going to use. Then I ran the armature wire up through the bottom of the foam and stuck her feet in the base. Then I reinforced the connection of her feet with more playground sand and wood glue. And the last thing to do was a trip to the salon. And then she was done. Here's my lovely Imogen. She's wonderful. She's just so cute. I love her little freckles. I am so proud of myself. Hopefully in the future, doll outfits that I make will be a little bit cleaner and less sewn and glued directly onto the doll, but we all have to start somewhere, and I start from chaos. If you hadn't figured out by my previous statements, I am not a doll customizer. I have never done this before. This is literally my first time doing any of this. I do not know what I am doing. If you want to learn how to do this, please check out Delightful and all of the other amazing art doll creators over here on YouTube. I am not here to teach you how to do this. I'm telling you to the best of my ability how I did what I did and why I did what I did, but let's be clear. First time, just trying this out. It's a little scary, but that's the point. I'm not out here saying, look at this amazing piece of artwork I just created. I am here saying, look, I did a thing, guys. I made a thing. I saw something that I love and it inspired me to try something new. And then I made something for myself for no other reason than the fact that it makes me exceedingly happy. And now I have it, and I'm proud of myself, and I've tried something that I always wanted to try doing. She's not perfect by any means, would not put her in a museum, but I love her, and I'm proud of myself because I did this. And every time I walk past her now, I think, I made that. I did that. I didn't know how to do that a month ago. I'm not even sure I still know how to do it now, but I did it, and I'm proud of my work. This channel is not supposed to be about us teaching you how to do stuff. We will always do our best to, like, tell you, but our channel is about us feeling inspired and hoping that you guys will find your own inspiration and that maybe we can take away some of the fear of trying something out for the first time. If you guys watch this channel and get any kind of inspiration to make anything just for the sake of it making you happy, then we're doing our job. This is about not worrying about being good enough and just doing it and trying your best and being proud of what you make. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and maybe share videos or something. We're a very small channel and could use all the help we can get, but it's fine. I understand also if you have other things to do. Alright, quick background check. Celebrate your passion for things, regardless of what they are. People tell me I talk about Critical Role too much, and I tell them that they don't talk about the things that they love enough. Talk about the things you love. If I'm talking too much about something that I love, maybe you need to talk about something you love. I would listen. I love hearing people talk about things that they love. Why do other people get bothered by enthusiasm for stuff and life? Do the thing, even if you're afraid of it. Let things inspire you and don't worry about it. I made a doll. All of the character art for Campaign 3 of Critical Role has been made. All of the official character art so far for Campaign 3 of Critical Role has been all of the official character art for I talk too fast. All of the official character, I have T-Rex hands. One of these days I will come up with a better solution than just precariously balancing my tripod on my bed. But, I mean, this bookshelf is just made to be an awesome background, so I'm going with it. I have a film degree. I know how to light things. I'm starting to think of my background for this as like an I Spy game, and sometimes I move things around, so tell me what you spy, I guess, in the comments. Hi, and welcome back to Making Fun. Hi! Hello, I'm talking in my Disney princess voice today. Hello! I don't know. I don't have a cute tagline for this. I sound really creepy when I say that. Talk about them like that. They're all beautiful, gorgeous human beings, and I love every single one of them so much, and I try not to gush about it too much because I don't want to come off like a creepy person, but I am. Oh, something about Critical Role, something Dungeons and Dragons, something Barbie dolls.